Effort versus Sleep.
Yeah, the switch got me there a little bit. It is Group B actually that we're starting today. First, Group A is going to follow a little bit later. And starting here in Group B, in our losers match, the last map to the bottom right is Effort, who lost map number 2 in the series against his Zerg opponent. Starting on Frost to the top left, here for KT Rollster, it is Sleep. And Effort starting with a 10 pool here, cross position. He's not going to be too happy about the positions.
No. This is his map pick, and it looks like he had planned to do this build no matter what. And starts the gas as well, of course. We'll start the other one. And, well, you know, he could actually just keep the 10 gas. I guess it was...
No, there's... Yeah, comes
okay, yeah, I was like, what is going on now? There it is. I was timing is confused there for a second.
All right.
Well,
this is a very interesting start because he is now in a position where he's hoping for this, a hatch first. But with those positions that we currently have, he needs to send out a drone. He needs to scout. I mean, usually what you do is you send out a drone to the bottom left, you run with the links into the middle of the map, and then drone and Overlord roughly arrive at the same time to the top right and bottom left, and then you know where your opponent spawns. You either scout him or you don't, and if you don't, then you know it's cross position.
He's rushing the queen. He goes queen before links. And so he can use his links to scout, and then I guess go for either weird one-base banelings or just one-base speedling. And commit. He could pull out a gas right here as soon as he has 100.
It's more speedling build.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
There's the speed. He pulls out a gas.
So what he's most likely going to do is just accumulate a lot of Zerglings right now. This is actually, funny as it is, a build that I use in Wings of Liberty a lot because I absolutely hate to play Zerg versus Zerg.
I don't blame you, man. That's not a fun matchup to play sometimes.
You know, it's super scary if you face this and you didn't scout it. And with those positions, the scout of Sleep is also going to hit very, very late. So you just wait in your base or anywhere else on the map with a huge amount of Zerglings. You don't build anything else. It's just links. And once the speed is about to hit, you move out with everything that you have and you just rush across the map. This is super all in. Yeah. If your opponent builds an earlier Baneling Nest or has a wall or anything else, your chances of losing are incredibly high. But if you're not scouted, then the Zerglings are just running in and the game is over instantly.
Yeah. This is the 2 queens even on the ramp. If they get on the ramp in time, which if he doesn't scout this, why would he have them there? But if he does get them on the ramp, he's still going to have a hard time holding this because there's so many lings.
Think about what Sleep did. He went into a gasless build the last time already, and he's doing the same thing again. So he's going to go for gasless with additional queens. He needs a block on the ramp, but that natural is gone.
And he doesn't see it until just now. Now he sees. Okay, yeah. He sees what's coming, but he has very little time to react. Needs to get his queens on the ramp, needs Spinecrawler.
Oh, really? He's trying to
on the low ground, that's not going to happen. That's definitely not going to happen.
Well, maybe. He has Zerglings on his own now. He's saving the drones, but I do not see the naturals survive.
I mean, the Spinecrawler already has to be cancelled. He doesn't have enough energy for transfuses here.
Should have built the Spinecrawler in the main base, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think so too. And he's going to lose the wall here with his queens. Drones coming off the line to try to help out, but I don't see this working. He's got way too many Zerglings here.
That's currently just 13 Zerglings still there. Well, he's trying, and he has the queens alive. There's another queen coming. So if he gets the queen somehow into the range of the Spinecrawler, he's walking down with the queens. He needs to be careful. If those lings run into the main base, then it's lights out. And he knows that. But he's killing a lot before that happens, so the Spinecrawler could help out a little bit. But the first queen is gone. The second queen dies. More lings are coming.
More lings.
Sleep is about to defend.
Yeah, the Spine finishes here. He's moving it to the low ground. There's not enough lings, actually. I think to force his way in.
It's the cross position here. That just takes so much time.
It's taking so long here. The Spinecrawler rerouting right now, but the Queen and the rest of the slow Zerglings are buying enough time. I think he might actually hold here.
He holds it. He holds it. He has 20 harvesters against 13 right now.
2 hatch against 1.
The Spinecrawler is there, and he gets his own Zerglings. I think he's done it.
I think so too. The hatchery here is still a little bit low, but the Spinecrawler covers it.
Effort is already giving up. He's going back into drones. He's currently going back into drones because he says, like, yep, that's not going to happen anymore.
And he's just going to try to run circles around his opponent with his speed advantage, but I don't think it's going to matter. The production is the big problem for him.
Effort had a 66% chance of Sleep starting top right or bottom left. It didn't happen. He had a cross position there. He was playing the odds and he lost it. It was so much time. It was enough time for Sleep to get additional queens out and to prepare in time. He had all those buildings and it's just crazy. For Effort, this is the most unlucky situation ever. But from Sleep, it was well done. Even though I didn't like the Spinecrawler on the low ground, he should have built it on the high ground immediately. but he still was able to make that happen. He saved his units, he had the production, got the Zerglings in there, and defended really, really well against this.
Yeah, he's in a great spot. I mean, Effort is still going to try to play the game, and when it comes to economy, like we're even in worker count. It's just the production that he's missing. That's the big issue for him. Roach Warren goes up for Sleep, and I think what Sleep might do is just say, all right, well, I'm going to have way too much production. I'm going to attack you with roaches. He could just use the Roach Warren safely and take a third base as well. He's got both options available to him. Even going to try to get some of these drones here. Maybe a queen? I don't think so.
Yeah, the queen, he might get the queen, but then he loses too many Zerglings. But on the other hand, you know, he can't run away. So he has to fight. Like, there was nothing else to do. Once you are arriving at the bottom right and you see the forces of your opponent, you have to fight. And he was trying to snipe a queen and to maybe get something out of it, but he can't run away. There's speed for his opponent already, so...
Yeah. Well, Effort's trying to stabilize here. And he's with the speed there, like you said, there's no retreat. And he has a third hatchery started because he knows he has to take a risk here. And maybe he can use his speedlings to keep his opponent off his back while he takes that risk. You
said that quite well. The only thing that he can do is take this base, and what Sleep is most likely going to do is just get his army up now and then move across the map and try to finish it. He has already a much, much better harvester count. He's saturating 2 mineral lines at this point, so he has the better income. He has also decent tech, but Effort has to take chances here now. There is no other way for him to come back. He's so far behind. The lair tech is halfway complete. The +1 attack upgrade started. All these things, they just don't happen for Effort. He's so far behind.
Interestingly enough, spreads his creep back towards his own base, so he can spread it, I guess, a little bit later. And the Zerlings are there to stop it, to deny it. He's killing his own wall, and he wants to come out here and be aggressive, of course. He knows he has way more production than his opponent, and also that with the situation he's in, if Effort drones up, which he needs to do because he's already way behind in drones, then he's going to be in trouble against a roach push that comes out. The lair is cancelled, actually, by Sleep. Or no, it finished. Okay, I was like, wow, that's really strange. But
never cancel lair.
Yeah, why would you ever cancel a lair? There's, like, I guess a rare situation where your lair's going to die before it finishes. You want to restart it somewhere else. That might be the only way, but...
Well, right now we have an absolute incredible advantage for Sleep. But Effort is taking a few chances, and if he gets away with that, he might be able to come back in the series. That third base of his is completed. He's starting his lair tech right now, he's trying to catch up, starts his +1 attack upgrade, but Sleep is still in an incredible advantageous position. He has so much more army supply. Has to cross a massive map to really put it into a fight, but still.
With speed, I think he can do it, and speed's almost halfway done now, and he's going to have +1 as well. Just has to be careful that if he goes and does it, he has to be, the execution has to be basically perfect if he wants to commit to an attack.
Yeah, but look at that. Sleep is actually a little bit, he's worried. He's worried that because of the map, if it takes him too long to go down, if at this point Effort has his own army up, that he might not be able to really take him down, so he's trying to take his third base as well. This could still, I could still see Effort coming back from this, even though Sleep has, as we mentioned several times before, an advantage in the game.
Yeah, he's just not sure. Like you said, he's very nervous about it. He is finally moving across now, and speed is about to finish.
And +1.
+1 is already done. And
this is it. This is where Effort has to hold somehow.
He has to. He's going to take a miracle, but if he does hold, then he's going to be in an okay position. You know, much better than he was before. And I think he might actually just let this hatchery go based on how he's moving around here. He can't let it go.
He needs to fight. This is his only chance. There's nothing else for him to do. The reinforcements are streaming in, but only very few roaches for Effort. He's trying everything that he can. This is his only hope, and it doesn't look like he's able to pull it off.
Doesn't look likely. Just way too many roaches here. Not enough production, not enough money here for Effort. And Sleep forces the GG. And solid defense. Well
played. Advances to the consolation match where he is going up against Rune and Effort. One single map win today. Goes down to Code B.
Goes back down to Code B, and just continuing that CJ curse. Things are not looking good for CJ Antis right now in 2014. They've been having a tough time. And we'll see. This is really cool for me. I'm glad that we get to see this match because we get to see the revenge match between these two players and the Protoss versus Zerg.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was a nice hold that we saw by Sleep, but also a little bit unlucky for Effort, having the cross position down.
Cross position's unlucky, and he still almost made it work, but it was just the spine coil on the high ground perfectly placed. He got those queens on the ramp. He identified the problem. He scouted. He saw it early enough to try to react. The spine coil on the low ground, like we talked about a little bit, was kind of a little bit crazy, but then he was able to still get the spine coil up on the high ground.
Yeah, the spine coil on the low ground was never going to happen. But like, With the spy corner building, the big important part was scouting it early, stopping droning immediately, and just start building Zerglings. The Zerglings didn't have speed, but because they just popped out at the hedge anyways, it didn't matter. They were shielding the queens a little bit, they were always holding the ramp. The spine crawler came into play. They were defending the spine crawler when they moved to the low ground and started to root. So
it's just like the defender's advantage plus production plus map distance.
Early scout with the map distance that we had, exactly. So that gave him the time that he needed. On top right spawning position or bottom left, that would have been very, very different.
Yeah, very deadly, very scary to see if you don't know that it's coming. So before we go into our final consolation match, our final PVZ, we're going to take a 5-minute break, so stay